Can't take this off.
I feel like I need to take
I
this
need like
off.
ice on my neck.
Is it bad? Is this going to be an editing
take it
nightmare?
off. Just take it off.
What are we doing here? We are the this is the International Brendan Fraser Film Festival.
If you're here, it's for one or two of these reasons. Number one, you love Brendan Fraser. Number two, you love George of the Jungle. Okay, there are three reasons.
Okay.
Number three, you just watched George of the Jungle and you're like, let me just look it up on YouTube. So that's one of three reasons. If you don't fall under any of those reasons, why are you here?
You found us by mistake.
I would say go back, but like, don't. Just hang with us for a bit.
Just sit tight.
Give us a chance.
It'll be fine.
Let us in your heart.
Yeah, because she's so cute. This is Dizzy.
This is Whitney.
We're the Bembridge Scholars.
We are the presenters and creators of this film festival.
It is hot.
I am burning
I
up.
was so cold.
We haven't seen this movie since it was actually in the theater, which was
1997.
We saw this with our dad. He took us to see it. I don't remember really loving it.
This is, I think, maybe the first movie that we've seen that seems like a blockbuster.
Totally. We are going to watch it on Disney Plus. I think I'm just going to like it
I think I'm going to like it too, and it's got Leslie Mann.
Right before we decided to start this little film festival.
What do you mean this little film festival?
Well, we came across this interview on Busy Phillips' show.
She was totally in love with him.
I would highly recommend just watching it in conjunction with this. It's like
peanut butter and jelly.
It's like
George and the Trees. It's like us and Brendan.
We just go hand in hand. But he's a really good hand holder.
I'm sure he is. George is basically Mowgli.
There was a plane crash when he was a baby. He was the only survivor and he grew up in the jungle. He talks to animals.
Some of the apes speak English. He lives in a treehouse like Swiss Family Robinson.
Ursula is from San Francisco. She is played by Leslie Mann. She comes from a very wealthy family and she's on this excursion. George saves her.
It's a whole thing.
And she goes to live in his treehouse. And she's the first human that he's ever seen.
So when he meets her, he thinks he's like, what a funny looking fella.
And then, for reasons that we're not going to get into because we don't want to spoil it, he goes to San Francisco with her. We had to do something to celebrate. We created
the Watch Out
with ginger beer, Aperol, and Prosecco.
And it's very good. And that ginger, it gives it a little kick.
I loved this movie.
Me too.
I'm angry that I spent most of my life not watching this movie.
I feel like I spent ever since 1997 just thinking it was kind of a silly kids movie.
Me too.
But I was only in 7th grade, so I don't understand how I didn't love it.
You know who we need to take this up with?
Who?
Mom and Dad. We need to ask them. We need to demand.
Maybe they thought
an explanation
that he was like too hot.
Neither one of them ever would have been able to get any work done because they just would have been paralyzed by how
gorgeous.
Just
let me just say, to me, he kind of has the build of a dancer. His muscles are very long.
He does. Oh, I noticed when he was swinging on the trees,
he pointing
his feet.
He's not moving like.
No. I thought he was fantastic in this.
I did too.
And there was so much Link in there. He brings this innocence to, I think, all of his films that I've seen so far, which is part of why I love him as an actor.
Here's my one critique.
Okay.
I wish we'd seen a lot more Brendan Fraser, Leslie Mann action. Like a really passionate kiss. Let's do the adult version of it next.
Yeah.
I'm sure somewhere there's like some porn.
George the Jungle. I am sure that there is.
Or at least like a Tarzan and Jane.
I'm going to have to go on Google and look into that.
Emotional depth.
Maybe there wasn't a whole lot.
Correct.
Not growing up around other humans.
Well, and again, this movie is for kids, so
yeah.
We're not going to deal with a ton.
There was a tear.
There was
looked like a fake tear.
A really thick tear.
A thick, slow tear.
I might have seen more depth in Encino Man, actually.
I was just about to say that, Whitney.
I'm fine with 3.
Let's do 3.
It's cool.
Yeah. I think a 2 is a little harsh.
Okay.
For that,
I'm 3's good.
Okay.
Ma'am count? I didn't count any.
I didn't count any, but if anyone picked up on ma'ams, let us know.
I mean,
we're talking to you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth probably found at least 5, so. Comedic performance.
This was great.
He is so funny.
I normally don't find this type of humor to be funny.
It's something that I laughed and then I was like, wow, I would never usually laugh at that kind of a joke.
I'm sounding like a broken record because I've said this many times in the past, but he is so good at comedy. This was totally physical.
I think his timing is really good too. There was a ton of very physical comedy. He just totally threw himself all in. I think this is the funniest so far. He was having to be funny
for most of
90%
his screen time
of the movie.
Yeah, for most of his screen time,
he was hamming it up.
That's a really good point. Let's go with 8. Next.
Best actor in a dramatic role. Is there a best actor in a dramatic role for a kids movie?
Nickelodeon Awards.
Okay. He would totally
And the
win.
Kids' Choice Awards. Yes, he will get nominated for this.
For sure.
Well, but would that be dramatic role or...
Right. Would this get nominated for an Academy Award performance?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying one right under the nomination. Right under.
So close.
It's so close.
Let's go with 4.
Okay.
He was robbed.
Yeah. Physical prowess and stunts. Hello. Oh my god, yes, Dizzy.
I think this is our first 10. This was the most physical thing I have seen him in so far.
And
this is the most of his body that I've seen. So I mean,
everything looked like it hurt. Every time he smashed, and I know the trees are rubber, whatever.
Yeah.
But every time he like smashed into the tree, I was like, ooh.
Can you imagine having to do multiple takes of any part of this movie?
Because you know that would actually hurt.
No, after a while it would hurt.
I'm so impressed.
His entire part was physical prowess.
I mean, he's just in tip-top form.
He's so beautiful.
He is gorgeous.
I appreciate Brendan Fraser in all stages of his life, from School Ties all the way up to what he's doing currently. I find him equally attractive all across the board. Like there's
he's
just I love him.
He's got magnetism.
And I don't want it to seem like we're totally objectifying him.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we need to really just like take a moment and appreciate this, because
it was
to
so
get
hard.
That body in that shape and grow the hair out and tan, I was being hypnotized by his body.
I was hypnotized by our next category, his hair.
I need to take a moment, compose myself.
Compose yourself.
This is really tough for me. Because like Rick O'Connell, I have to recognize they can be equally perfect in totally different ways.
Absolutely. Yes, Dizzy, yes.
And I want to run my fingers through that hair.
It's perfect.
I want to braid it. I just want it.
I just want his hair.
I want his hair.
She keeps threatening to do something with my hair because it's growing out, and I refuse to go get a haircut because right now. But she's like, I can foil your hair. And I was like, oh my God. But I feel like I might let you do it.
Should we do like a Georgia the Jungle inspired hair for you?
Yes. I mean, do you think we could actually do it?
I think we could. Do this with your face. That's it.
That's his physical prowess.
This is George.
The highlights.
They were created by God himself.
Yeah.
God
perfect.
reached his hands down and highlighted his hair.
It was really something to behold.
This is what inspires poets. I could write a poem right now.
Could you?
Yes, I could.
Okay. I think you should. You got 21 seconds.
Oh my Brendan.
Oh my Brendan. Oh my.
You fly.
That was 21 seconds. Oh my Brendan. You fly.
That wasn't supposed to be the end. What rhymes with Brendan?
Tendon.
Tendon. Tendon!
I feel like I need to write one.
Let's have a George of the Jungle poem contest.
A poet off.
Can I start over?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, supreme jungle.
You win.
Man. I find myself unable to stand, being so taken with your prowess. Won't you make me your countess?
Oh my god! That's so good! George flies to me. He soars, he scoops, he calls, "Ow!" Watch out for that tree! Oh, darling, oh God, my boo-boo. I was feeling under pressure. I don't do well under pressure.
My boo-boo. Did you say, oh darling, oh gods?
Yes.
My boo-boo.
So I think we know who the clear winner is.
I'm not so sure. Think about how that would go in a song.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Could we write a song really quick?
I think you just started it. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Okay, so what category were we on? Hidden talents. Upper body strength.
Yeah, the upper body. I feel like that's a new thing. He knows how to move kind of like an ape. I mean, the way he was moving, I was very convinced.
I was impressed.
Also the yelling.
Oh my gosh. Really able to project well. Okay, 3 for hidden talents then. Swoons. All right, so obviously Ursula, her friend, and then there's a scene at Ursula's engagement party where he's running around with a horse, and just there's this like line of women, and they're massively swooning over him.
Yeah. One of them we can't see exactly, but someone is standing kind of in front of her, so we're just gonna say it's 10.
10.
Next.
Temperature.
I think we know what that
We
is.
know what that is. 10.
Right?
Yeah. Who said that 10 was the highest?
We did.
Okay. Dancing.
There was a little bit of dancing around the choir.
It was more of like the interpretive variety.
Yes, but there was one point where he did some kind of dance.
It was like this or something?
Yeah,
right?
and then he did something and we were both like,
Okay.
I'm doing a 3. Just imagine a 3.
Okay, I'm good with 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do 3.
And then costumes.
Obviously, I loved the loincloth.
Yes.
However, his costumes in the real world were fantastic.
Amazing.
They were so good. Even the dress with the little cardigan.
I think my favorite costume was, besides the loincloth, when he was with the horses.
Okay, that was my favorite. He looked like he belonged on the cover of a romance novel.
Yes.
It's in slow motion.
It's like Mr. Darcy or something.
No, exactly. I think the costumes in this were my favorite so far.
Me too.
Every single outfit that he wore, I loved. Maybe not his wedding outfit, but I'm willing to overlook that.
The night that they're dancing and they're sitting by the fire and he's just in this big
poncho.
Like tunic poncho thing.
Yeah. 8.
So a note.
Take me. He's got really nice feet.
He does.
I'm not a foot person, but like,
I think he does have nice feet.
I'm even attracted to his feet.
I know. You know what I think the note is? Leslie, we agree with you.
Yes, we do. Yeah, that's the note. Final score. 69. Seems appropriate.
Yep.
This was what I had hoped and more.
I really think that now, after Still Breathing and George of the Jungle, you're right, Dizzy. We're just like, on that Fraser train.
We're on that Fraser train.
Or what was it?
Toot, toot.
Was it we're climbing the Fraser Mountain?
Yeah, but we can be climbing the Fraser Mountain on the Fraser train to the very top of Fraser Mountain.
What's at the top?
Him.
He's just going to be waiting?
Yeah.
I would love to meet him. I just want to give him a hug.
I was just about to say that. I want a hug. I don't think I ever could talk to him.
No, I don't think I think I would actually...
Cry?
Yeah.
Die?
I'm not sure what would happen.
Just drop dead.
Like, I honestly don't know.
I'd get pregnant right there on the spot just by looking at him.
I think I would have a heart attack.
Next week, we will be watching Gods and Monsters from 1998. Oh my god. It's Gods and Monsters, then an episode of The Simpsons. and then it's the mummy.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
No. We are on that Fraser train.
The mummy's gonna be a big deal.
You do not want to miss our mummy episode. It's gonna be really good.
We haven't done it yet, but it's gonna be
it's gonna be great. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This was a really great one.
Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I thought it was so much fun to watch.
We will see you next week.
Keep it scholarly.
I feel like everything that he does, it's relatable.
I mean, I can completely relate to being a naked jungle man and then like finding myself in San Francisco. Totally. 100%. So relatable. Every time I went to San Francisco, those 9 times, I just ripped off my clothes and I was like, oh! And I did really well there. It's a great city.